Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Average Joe's 1 Acre Homestead. For those of you that don't know, I'm the Average Joe, and this is my 1 acre homestead. Nice. So the question today is ducks, chickens, or both? Me, personally, I say, hey, why not both, right? You can never have too many different kinds of pets in your life, right? That's right. So yeah, basically today I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience in between chickens and ducks. Maybe which ones I prefer a little bit more, why, and a little bit about their personality differences. But yeah, no. Anyways, I mean, either way, chickens or ducks. I mean, if you ain't got birds in your life, you need birds in your life. I'm telling you, they are. They're something a little bit extra special. I mean, over time with just the chickens, I've grown quite fond of them. And then this year I started off. I got some ducks early in the spring, early summer, and let me tell you, over the summer I have just grown super fond of ducks. They are just something a little bit extra. If it's hard to explain, but their personalities are just a little bit extra. I don't know. I find it to be just a little bit more fun. But that's my personal preference, right? But yeah, no. Let's go ahead. We'll get right into it here, and we'll talk about some of the differences here in taking care of each one, and how well it is, how easy it is for them to get along and live together. All right, so I guess we will start off with chickens, since that's what I started off. We were very first on the homestead. I think most people, when they start getting into homesteading or want to get into the self-sustainability type of life, they're probably one of the first things you're ever going to get on your homestead are chickens. I mean, they're super easy to acquire, super easy to take care of. And I mean, they are just cute as hell. So you can see here, I got my little silky hen here. Forget exactly how old she is now. They're a few months, anyways. Um, got him here in the spring. So basically, when I first started out with chickens here on the homestead, I think my first plan was like other people, I want meat and eggs, right? So I got a load of meat chickens from the farmers co-op, and then I also got some laying hens from them as well. So for the first couple of years, I think my chickens, I didn't really see them as pets, more just as egg producers. I mean, I still took care of them, obviously, but they weren't like I wasn't like holding them like this guy and petting them every day and stuff like that. They were basically just my egg layers, and that's all it was. But over time, I slowly started growing really, really fond of the chickens, and then I had a little bit of an accident last winter with a raccoon where I lost my flock. So I had to restart over this spring. So yeah, this spring here it kind of went a little different route, I would say, on the chickens. So as you can see here, I got a silky. I obviously didn't get this for its egg production. So yeah, I just after looking around, I was like, why silkies are so cute. And there's this one silky I watch online, Binu. The lady comes out and she's like, Binu, and then this like little silky comes out running. And he's like, ah, la, 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 and he does this little dance. Yeah, it's just too cute. So I was like, I want a Binu. Anyways, but no, I mean, they are great. I mean, especially these silky chickens, they're so docile, they're so easy. Like, I can pick these guys up like no problem at all. They just hang out, just love getting pet. And I didn't know that chickens could purr. Yeah, no, man, they really do. They purr almost just like a cat when they're comfortable and you're petting them. And yeah, it's kind of cool actually. But no, like I say, chickens super easy to take care of. I mean, in my coop, I do the deep litter method. So, I basically clean out the coop like twice a year. Really doesn't smell in there at all that bad. Most of the time I have the big doors open during the day. At first, I used to keep my birds inside of the run religiously. I was so scared of letting them out because, it's just I work all day. I mean, I work from home, but I am inside, so it's hard for me to keep an eye out, and just always so worried something would come out here during the day and grab them. But slowly over time, I've been getting a little more comfortable with it. So now, basically, during the day, I open up the pen, I open up the doors. They travel around here in the backyard. They stay in the bowl, and they actually bring themselves right back in the pen and into the shed at night. And I think that's another thing I'll touch down with on the ducks here in a little bit once we get onto them. But no, I mean, chickens are great. You get eggs. For now, my chickens aren't for meat. I do not plan on calling any of these chickens for meat. These guys are truly all my little friends and pets. I love them like very, very dearly. They're like my sanity. I come out here. I mean, I sit out here in my chair and I'll bring like some treats and stuff like that. And they come to eat out of my hand. And I'll sit out here for a good hour or two, sometimes in the silence, just enjoying the sound of the birds and let the dog run around and stuff. And the dog's really gotten used to having the birds around too. And that was probably my biggest challenge with chickens. Is my dog's a Husky Shepherd mix, very, very good dog, but he has a super high prey drive. And at first, it was like chickens were like a soup, like birds were a trigger for him. When he saw chickens, he was like, wow, man, I want to play with that. He literally grabbed one of my first chickens like 7 feet out of the air one time, jumped right up in the air when the chicken took flight, and he just grabbed, pulled it right down. And I was like, yeah, no. So that was another reason for keeping him more religiously in the run. Another thing is I don't tie my dog up, I let him run around loose. But over time, I have, slowly trained him and gotten him used. And you know what? He rarely goes at the birds anymore. Once in a while, he'll go at one little one there because it's a little more active, I'd say there, a lot more head movement and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, no, he's really, really good. And I trust him a lot more than I used to anyways, that's for sure. But no, I mean, chickens super easy to take care of. I mean, they're really not that dirty of an animal. I mean, to be honest with you, I thought, chickens, they crap everywhere, is this and that. It was going to be, I found them to be fairly clean animals. I mean, I handle them all the time. I just, no, they're really not that bad. Maybe now we'll maybe talked enough about chickens. I mean, we all know what chickens are good for, laying eggs, and they're good little companions, and they're cute as hell too. Look at this one. Look at my little silky hen. Yeah. No, but they are. And like I said, this year here, I didn't just get laying hens. I actually got like other chickens, just for pets. So I got three of these silkies, and then I got Polish. Yeah, silver crested Polish. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I just got it because I love the colors. I didn't even know what kind of chicken it was when I pulled it out of the box. I was just like, I'll take this one too. And it turned out to be a silver crested Polish, and he's a little cockerel. He's a little different than the rest of the birds. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But for now, maybe let's switch over to ducks and talk about a little bit about what taking care of ducks is like compared to chickens. All right, so now we're on to ducks. Duckies. Oh man, I love my ducks. I can only tell you, they are something a little bit extra special. This one here, she kind of has a weird name for a girl. It's just because she's from the first ducks that I got, and I really didn't know how to sex them apart for a long time. So I really wasn't sure if it was a drake or a duck. Turned out to be a duck, but anyways, I just got used to calling her Ductavius the Quactificent, just because she and her sister was part of the loss of my flock there last winter, and she ended up escaping, making it into the pond by herself. So we spent some time together alone before I got the other ducks. Oh, it's okay, Ducky. It's okay. She loves it when I kiss her neck like that. But yeah, so ducks compared to chickens. Well, I can tell you one thing. Ducks have a little bit more personality, and they're a little messier. So I think, like, as far as egg production goes, I mean, I don't know. I'll just let her go here. I'm not too sure. As far as I know, these are runner ducks. They're supposed to be really good egg producers. Now, at the age of my birds, they haven't laid any eggs yet because I got them in the spring, and by the time they're now more getting closer to egg laying age, we're getting into the winter. So the chances of me getting eggs this winter are fairly slim. I mean, I might get a couple at some point from one of the chickens or one of the ducks, but we'll see anyways. So the ducks, basically, I got those more or less. My daughter started on a kick that she wanted ducks this spring, and I don't know, there was these two wild ducks. They were hanging around in my yard and hanging next to my pond, and I was just like, you know what, man, ducks are kind of cool, and then I came up across these Indian runner ducks online, and researching ducks and stuff, and I seen these guys, and I was just like, no, man, like that's not like that's like the cutest thing. This thing looks like a crossing between a duck and a penguin almost, like, right, like super cute. So yeah, I mean, I'm an animal nut. I mean, I just absolutely love animals. But anyways, yeah, no, it didn't take long because the two first chicks I got home, obviously they were little. It was spring, so they stayed in the house and have been with me, and I was handling them every day. They were actually staying inside of my office with me. The only way I could keep these birds quiet were to put a towel beside me on the couch while I was working, and then they would like hang out beside me and snuggle up with me all day, and is the only way to keep them. The second I would put them back, it was just crazy. So now let's get on to another thing. Ducks, a lot louder than chickens. Yeah, 100%. A lot louder than chickens, especially the female ducks. The drake, you barely hear. It was like, but the female ducks, it's just, and it's loud and the sound just carries. So if you have neighbors close by, just keep that in mind. They might not appreciate that. Although I will say I have a neighbor with a really annoying rooster, crows morning till night, sometimes for 20 minutes straight for no good reason. My ducks tend to only quack when they hear me or see me. They get really excited and then they quack and they want to come out of the pen or whatever. And then after that, they're pretty much quiet for the rest of the time. But so now in between ducks and chickens, ducks a little messier, a little bit messier. So I mean, they obviously have different needs. So like duck for say they need like deeper water so they can dunk their heads into to clean off their face and their bills and stuff like that. Where chickens really don't need that. A little dish, as long as there's water in there, they're good. Now ducks with their water, they make a ton of mess with their water. I mean, they're just water's just everywhere. It's just crazy. Like they really like their water and they go to town on it. Trust me. And they have no problem getting in the mud too. If there's like a wet mud puddle somewheres, they just kind of love that. They'll get right in there. They'll get their bills down in that muck there, and they'll just yeah. They're a bit dirtier of a bird, but otherwise they're fairly clean. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, um, my birds aren't dirty. I pick them up. I handle them all the time. I just find like sometimes there's times that I'll come out here there and a couple of the ducks there, they'll have their whole faces covered in mud there and stuff. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, as far as the water thing goes, that's probably the biggest challenge in between having the chickens and the ducks together is they do have a little bit different water needs. So as long as you have something that the ducks can get their heads into, dunk their heads into, you'll be fine for both. You know what I mean? But if you only have something maybe that only holds like this much water, you probably need something a little deeper for the ducks. Other than that, pretty fine. The feed. Right now, what I've been doing, like I've been told I can just feed them the one chicken feed or whatever. But what I've been doing is I just been buying a bag of duck feed, bag of chicken feed. I've been mixing them 50-50, and both can eat both. The only thing you do got to keep in consideration is when they're chicks, when you first get them, ducks cannot eat the medicated chick starter food. That's a no-no. So if you do get them all as chicks, you just have to make sure to keep the ducks separated and the chickens separated while you're feeding them the medicated. Once you're done on the medicated stuff, they're good to kind of eat together. So, a little bit of research if you're going to mix two flocks, right? You don't want to just go in and not knowing anything. Everything I do, I research beforehand. I spend a lot of time reading online. And I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, just like a lot of you guys do. Get other kinds of people's opinions, their experiences, all that kind of thing. For me, I'm just kind of at the start of my journey. This is kind of, starting this channel right at the beginning, and we're going to be building onto the channel. I ain't already built up kind of telling you everything that I know. I'm no chicken or duck expert by any means, but I am a very observant person. I do learn things very quickly from observing. And yeah, so I mean, I don't mind sharing my experiences. And hey, man, if you got some experiences with ducks, chickens, anything like that, go ahead, leave them down in the comments, man. I love reading the comments. I reply to the comments. You never know, maybe a good question might pop up, might give me a good idea for a video and some more info, right? But other than that, I mean, no, I mean, as far as them coexisting together, not a problem at all. I mean, yes, at first, because Ductavius was about 8 weeks old when I got the other two ducklings and all the other chickens together. So a lot of the chickens were all chicks, except for the barred rock hens and my buff Orpington. They were a bit bigger already. But either way, as soon as I brought these birds in, I thought, you know what, let's just try it, see what happens. Ductavius has been alone for a couple of weeks. Soon as I put the Ductavius went nuts, attacked every single bird. Yeah, just went at them like nothing to do with anything. I was just like, all right, so this isn't going to be as easy as I thought. So then I noticed one thing, first of all, is birds, they're racist against other birds that aren't their own kind, like 100%. So, like, they kind of get along and they kind of live together, but I mean, it'd be hard for me to get some video clips there. I'd have to do a lot of filming, but I mean, I can explain it pretty quick. Is they're just they're prejudiced against other types of birds. So like even chickens in between their own breed from another breed, like they yeah. So I'll explain this here. So pretty much my two barred rock hens, they're always together. Bam. They will hang out with the ducks. Now the other birds, the odd ones, so my three silkies, my Polish cockerel, my buff Worthington. Those five birds there, they kind of stuck together. They're like the oddball crew, I call them. And I think what it was is because she was so much bigger than them. I think she'll be a really good mother hen one day. She basically took them all like her little chicks, and she like they were sleeping under her wings, like, and she wasn't that old herself when I got her. Like, I mean, she still hasn't laid an egg yet, right? So, and they kind of all flunk to her, and yeah, basically they all hang out together, a little oddball crew. But you know, mostly if you look, you know, the three silkies will be over here, and then the Polish rooster here really loves the buff Worthington hen, so he sticks really close to her. Then you'll see the two barred rock hens, they'll be over there, and then the three ducks, they're always together. I mean, like I say, they'll hang out in the same vicinity, but you can tell which ones hang out with which ones, right? Now the ducks are a little more of a bully, I find. Chickens can be bullies too, but trust me, the ducks run the house. Especially Ductavius. She was the first one. She runs the house. So the ducks run the show. The ducks are ahead of the pecking order when it comes to food and water and that. They kind of, you know, push the other birds out until they're done, and then the other birds are more comfortable to come in. Then after that second row, it'll be the barred rock hens. They'll pick on the rest of the birds, and then the other birds, whatever, they're all kind of fine together. But yeah, so other than that, I mean, they get along great. Now housing, so chickens like to roost. Ducks obviously sleep on the ground. Right now, my chickens haven't even really started roosting. I got two of them that sleep in a nesting box, and the other five just kind of on the ground there, a little bit higher up. Then the ducks, obviously, they like to go underneath, and then they like to sleep under there. So really, I mean, there's no problem in me housing them all together. The only thing is obviously the water cannot be in the coop. I used to keep my water in the coop when it was just chickens. But now, obviously, I can't do that. Ducks make way too much mess with the water, so I just leave it outside. No big deal, right? So, yeah, maybe we'll go take a round. We'll maybe see what the birds are up to before we finish this video, and then I might think of something else while we're walking and talking to mention up here. Okay, so this here, I would say, is probably one of my birds' most favorite areas to hang out in. Yeah, they really liked it in those trees. They really like it in this area. I figure there's lots of leaves and lots of stuff, and it's a really wet area in the spring, so like the ground is more like peaty, mossy kind of. So I think there's probably a lot of good bugs for them. They like picking and eating in there. So, but yeah, look, you can see here, like I say, three ducks together. Oh, we got this little silky here is taking a little sun snooze. Yeah, you can tell he's just laying in the sun, wing up, just kicking it back, loving life. At least I hope that's what he's doing. And there's my little Polish cockerels, eh? And then we got our other two silkies there. They're hiding in there. Hard to see them. I find they kind of blend in a little too easily with their dark colors. Buff Worthington, surprisingly enough, is on her own over here. Usually she's really close to the other little birds. This is Buffy. She is a big bird, and she gets picked on a lot by the barred rocks, and she's even bigger than them, but I think they team up on her. But yeah, it's been getting better. It's been getting better. All right, and then, you know, three ducks on their own here, of course, always. I say what I mean. Barred rock hens up here. You know, them two always together. They'll stay closer to the ducks. See, the ducks came up. Here comes Buffy. She moves out of the area. As soon as the ducks come into an area or the barred rocks, the other birds, they move out of the area and they move on. Keeps the peace that way. Lots of room out back here. So, yeah, I mean, Other than that, I mean, hey, like I say, chickens and ducks. Why not both? Yeah, maybe we'll introduce the flock here. So this is Buffy, like I say. Yeah, there's Buffy. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. Yeah. Yeah. And then up here, we have Thelma and Louise, two little gangsters. Little easy to tell them apart. Louise is a little darker, and Thelma has a little extra feathers sticking up there off her bum. Yeah. So, I'm sure where Louise went. She was right there a second ago. Oh. All right. So, then we have the duckies. So there we have Ductavius the Quactificent, the first duck. There we have Daisy, the duck that will not let me get near her. She will not let me get near her. Always been like that since she was a chick. And there we have Darkwing Duck, my one Drake. Call him Darkwing, aka Drake Mallard. He's pretty chill. He'll let me pick him up, and he's not too bad. The only one out of the three is Daisy. She's just, yeah, no, nothing to do with me. Oh, well. And then over here, we have a crazy looking bird. Our silver-crested Polish cockerel, Mr. Crowley. Hey, Mr. Crowley. Rock-a-doodle-doo, eh? Yeah. He's got a rock-a-doodle-doo on him. Love the do. Love the do, man. Just crazy. Hey, Buffy. What you doing, pretty girl? Oh, you think Dad got treats? What? Yeah. They'll come and eat right on my hand. I give them treats and stuff all the time. Now, that black Silky, he's a little cockerel Silky. That guy's Lucky. There's a story behind him, why he's named Lucky. But basically, he disappeared for 5 days, and I found him stuffed under a log. Yeah, a really sad kind of story, but he came out all right. It took him a day. Let's see if I can get in here. There's a gray Silky here. It's so hard to see because they hide in these friggin' things. It's so hard to get a good shot on them. Silkies are fine compared to the other birds. There's gray Silky here. That's Smoke. He's just gray. He's Smoke. I was trying to get rid of him, but nobody wants free rooster Silkies, I guess. I don't need 2 roosters. Just wanted the one. And then I have another little Silky hen. Well, you guys met her there at the start there. I just call her Puffball. She don't really have a name. Anyways, that's the flock. They say they like hanging around in there most of the day. They haven't left the bowl yet, and I mean, they could if they wanted to, so far, so good. All right, so over here is something else too. This is what I got for the ducks. So I got a little kiddie pool for the ducks. They love it. They can get their head dunked in there. They swim around in there, do their thing. You just got to change the water out every so often because it will get to stinking. Oh, here they go. They're going for it. You'll see what I mean there. They'll probably be dunking their heads. See, he's doing a little happy bob. Yep, there you go. Little head dunks. You got to really dunk your head in the water to get... Oh, cleanliness. Yes. Now, most people have these kinds of water buckets. Right here. Now, I am going to show you an example here. Just give me 1 second. All right, yeah. So, like I say, these types of waters, most people that have chickens or whatever have these kinds of waters. I am going to say, look how dirty this is. Huh? I never had a dirty waterer with just chickens. And this is what I mean by ducks are dirty. So if you have this type of water and you have ducks, I mean, check this out. Every time I want to refill it, look at all the dirt that they put in there. It just cakes in. And then I'll also show you another thing too. These things really important to clean them inside a lot. So with the ducks, I find, because they a lot when they're drinking, what they're doing is they're pushing water back up into here and also dirt. So you can see here, look, I clean this out every time I refill it, and look, there's all kinds of dirt and stuff in there, you know what I mean? Look, So yeah, with the ducks, you just lot more cleaning, a lot more washing. They're a lot dirtier. And then another thing that I noticed too is like even on the inside of the bottom. With my chickens, I rarely ever had to wash these things out. You know what I mean? I did, maybe like once every couple of months or whatever, but I never noticed any like algae or bad smells. Like I said, they used to stay in the coop, right? But then with the ducks, they went outside. I think within like a month of having the ducks, I unscrewed one time to refill it, and then the smell hit me in the face, and I was just like, whoa. That's when I realized there, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I have to take these apart and really clean them out every time. If not, whatever the ducks are doing is pushing dirt, and then algae's growing inside and is just making this really big stink. And of course, you don't want your birds getting sick from something like that. If you got a waterer like that, you got ducks, you're just gonna have to clean it out a lot more often. Um, you know, like I said, I wash it every 2 or 3 times, but like I take it apart and I rinse it out really, really good every time I fill it up, just because like I say, you don't want to get your birds sick like that. I mean, they walk around and poop and all kinds of stuff, and they don't really care. Sometimes they get a foot down in the water or anything, so there could be any kind of bacteria in there. So yeah, it's always good to make sure that you just keep everything really clean as far as that goes. And I mean, besides that, I mean, chickens or ducks, I mean, both are super easy to care for. I got a pond out front. Sometimes I'll bring the ducks out in the pond, and it's just so much fun watching them swim in the pond under the water. They're so agile, it's incredible. I'll try to get it on video. I'll check to see if I got a video, maybe. If I do, I'll add it in here. Probably do, maybe not. But if not, we'll have to wait till next year, and then all right, so with all that said, I do got a lot of work to do here today. I can't sit here and just talk about chickens and ducks all day, even though I would really like to. But yeah, no, I mean, go ahead, drop comments down in those comment sections. I love watching the comments. Hit those subscribe and notification buttons. It really goes a long way towards help me build my channel here. But for now, y'all ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here because I got lots of work to do. So we'll catch you on the quack side.